As unlucky as I feel most days, as much as I can't fucking stand being alive most times, I am so incredibly lucky to have this dog. Huh? Are you a little pretty girl? She just loves to lounge in the sun. She's such an angel when we're home. Now, her wasn't trained, so hers really spoiled, so hers really wild around other animals, especially other animals, but other people, and she just gets really excitable. It might take her 3 hours to calm down, huh? Yeah, but my God, when you are at home, you are such an angel. I've had to convince people that my dog is actually well behaved. like, you know, uh, I used to have friends that would come over, and constantly Demi would just be wild and bark, and anytime you sat down, she'd just be all over you, and she'd just be crazy. And she's like this, 99.9% of the time when she's home, unless she gets in her moods where she gets the zoomies and wants to play, as every dog does. But this is how she is. She's calm, and her follows me around everywhere, and she listens to me. And I'm just so lucky to have her, because she's just the perfect dog for me, huh? Aren't you? Of course, I'm laying in the sun, getting a tan, huh? You look like you're hot. You should come over here in the shade and lay next to me. You want to come over here? Come lay over here. Come with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come over here with me. Come over here. No? She was barking at me earlier. Hi, come over here with me. Look at that little nubby. Hi, Peanut. What was that? What's she gonna do? What's over there? Go look. Go look over there. What's over there? What's over there? Sometimes the hair on the back of her neck stands up, and she looks like a little dire. I call her my little dire wolf. Go see. I want your hair to stand up. No, like she really gets like spooked, or she thinks somebody's around that's not supposed to be. All that hair on the back of her neck will just stand her up. She looks like a wolf, dude. Ha! You're my little dire wolf. My little dire wolf, huh? Just plops right next to me. You're just like me. Find a spot and just plop down, huh? Huh? You're a little peanut. You're my little peanut. Well, time to get up and do something. I bought some paint to paint the inside of the closet in the movie room, because I did a little rearranging, and I turned the closet in there into a little VHS movie spot. So I got my old school TV tube TV in there. Put some shelves up in there, and put some VHS movies, and lined it with, about some string lights that I lined it with. And this is all in the closet. So you open up the double closet doors, and this is there. But the only thing that's missing is I need to paint the closet the rest of the room color, which is black. So I got the paint, and that's going to be our project for today, and it should be actually fairly easy. Painting can be real fucking pain in the ass, especially when I painted that room upstairs. The movie room, I had no space for anything, because my house is like filled to the brim with all my shit. I have no more room for anything, so it's hard to like move shit to paint. So I just kind of had to move it to the other side of the room, paint that section, move that shit back, go to the next section, move all that shit, paint, move it all back. And it was a huge pain in the ass, and I can't believe I did it. And honestly, I didn't think I was going to do it. I thought it was too annoying of a task to do. Just how I felt down here too. I painted the living room recently, and that was a huge task because I did the same thing. Like I moved the couch to the other side, painted, moved everything back, and that whole ordeal. But I actually got the wrong color paint, and I painted like a wall or half a wall or something, and I realized I didn't. Oh no, I realized I didn't like the color. So I went back and bought a whole different color and had to repaint again. So I had like at one point 3 different colors in the fucking wall. But anyways, I digress. I was skeptical I was even going to do that because it was such a big job, and painting has always been an ordeal for me. So I didn't think I was going to do the movie room upstairs, and I ended up doing it. And now it's almost done. The closet will be easy because I just need to slide the TV out. And I'm only going halfway up because there's a shelf at the top, and I'm just going to hit that shelf and then boom. So I don't have to worry about standing on any ladders, getting every fucking corner, because I don't need to worry about the opposite side of the wall where the door is, because you're never going to see it. So just be a lot easier of a task. But I should probably get started on that once I turn this off. But I'm just kind of smoking now too, as per usual. Per usual. If I'm able to set this up. Finish my cigarette here. Oh, I love it. Love that sound, man. It was really, really kind of chilly this morning, and it was really chilly last night. And Sunday, it was rainy and thunderstorms the whole entire day, and gloomy the entire day, and it just felt so much like October, And we just had, what are you doing? Oh, we just hit August. He's the 3rd or 4th or something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the date. But just hit August, and pretty soon here, it's gonna start cooling off for good. And I can't wait to sit back here and just look at the pretty trees and the pretty colors. Pretty soon it'll all be on the ground, and I need to figure out how I'm gonna rake all these leaves. So obviously this big tree is fucking enormous, and I'm lined with trees all along the fence here, all the way around the whole yard. So leaves is a problem in the fall time, and last year I tried to just mulch them with my mower. Because I didn't want to fucking pick them all up. So what did I do the year before? Okay. So here's this is my third. This will be my third fall, I think, in this house. 3rd or 4th fall. Anyway, 18, 19, 20. This will be my third fall in this house. So the first year, I took my leaf blower and I blew all the leaves in the yard over to the fence over here. I lined the entire fence with just all the leaves, and my plan was I was going to pick them all up and throw them over the fence because it's just a ravine on the other side, so I can easily dispatch of all my leaves. So I started doing that one day, and right away I'm like, this fucking sucks, because I hate anything where I have to bend over constantly. I'm a chubby dude. I got a big stomach. I don't like to bend over constantly. puts me out of breath really quick. So, and it makes me real tired, like more tired than if I was like jogging for a little bit. So I don't like to do that. And right away I'm like, this fucking sucks. So I started getting a shovel or a rake or something, and I would try to, shovel the leaves over, and that was a pain in the butt. I couldn't get that to work. So I said, fuck it, I'll do it later. And I never got back to it. So winter comes, and now I just have this enormous long pile of leaves across the whole fence here, the whole left side of my yard against the fence. Just buried under all this snow all winter and being rained on throughout the whole fall before. And I think it was like late summer or fall. I might have even waited until the fall again, but I did end up getting all of the leaves over the fence. It was a pain in the ass, but I did it. I made a whole afternoon of it. And now there's just dead. There's no grass along the whole fence there. It's all dirt and mud when it rains. The whole line of the fence here. So okay, not going to do that again. Or if I do that again, I'm going to not let it sit all winter and be buried under snow and ruin my grass, because that's what happened here in the front. So last fall I decided to try to mulch everything with my mower. So I waited for the leaves to fall. I'd mulch, go over it a bunch of times with the mower, wait for the rest to fall, keep going over it and over it and over it and over it. Eventually I thought it would just disintegrate into the ground and turn into fertilizer or whatever, because you can do that with leaves. But the problem with this tree is it just has too many. So now I have this really fucking, I want to say, I'm bad with measurements. It's a few inches thick of just pressed together ground up leaves that are just destroying all the lawn right here. And that's why there's no grass. You can see my hand. There's no grass right around here, and then all the way around the tree, and then all the way around this way too, and along this whole fence here it's all dirt, because I killed it all from leaves. So what did so I spent this year all spring, I think. Every day I would come out with a rake, and I would just rake a little bit of all these ground up leaves, and I would put them in the wheelbarrow, and I would toss them over the fence. Come back, rake another little section, do it again. Then I'd take a break, and then I'd come back to it either later that night or the next day, and I would do every little bit. Eventually I raked all around this entire tree, which I think this is like, this is wide. I don't know how many feet, but wide enough for me to be fucking exhausted after doing that. Even just mentally, it felt like such a huge job, and I really fucking raked to try to get every little piece of, little leaf that was left, and I try to get as much as I can. So, no, I didn't throw it over the fence. What I did, okay, now I remember why it took so long. I brought my trash can out, and I dumped it in the trash can. And then when I filled the trash can with all the leaves, I would leave it out to, until the trash took it. So if I did that on Monday or Tuesday, my trash doesn't come until Monday. So if I did it on like Tuesday or something, or Wednesday, I'd have to wait all week for my trash to be picked up before I could fill it again. So, and I didn't want to do the wheelbarrow over the fence, because that would have been a lot of work. So I didn't want to do that. So that's why it took me a few weeks to do it, because I would fill up the trash can, wait till it got taken out, do another round until it was filled up, and repeat until I was done. So this year, I'm probably going to blow them all to that side again, and then dump them over, because I forget what kind of rake it is, but it's a special kind of rake, and I have 2 of them, and I do this kind of thing where how do I describe it? Like I basically like clamp them together, and I make like tongs out of the 2 rakes, so I can grab a giant pile of leaves, kind of like tongs, and toss it over the edge. And I figured out an easier way to do that, because the first year when they were all over there, I was doing it by hand, and I was just trying to shovel it with 1 rake, and it wasn't working. But I found a way to clamp them with 2. So anyway, anyways, regardless, I think that's what I'm going to do this year. I haven't really decided. Or I could just rake them into piles, and then I'd have to. No, it'd be easier. Yeah, we're going to do them over the fence, unless there's another way I think of. Mulching them just ruins the grass. You know, a buddy of mine had an idea one time. He said I should just take off a section of the fence and put hinges on it, and I could just open up the door and blow all the leaves out into the ravine. I told my dad that. My dad thought that was a really good idea, which it is a good idea. It's just it's gonna take some work. I wouldn't know how to do that. Plus, I would need more than someone else to do it with me anyway to help me. Because that section, there's 2 sections I see that could be doors that could open, But my fucking luck, it would break off, fall down into the ravine, and then I have just a fucking section of my yard missing. Condem, what are you doing? What you doing? I don't have any fucking motivation. Hi, Peanut. We're gonna go and get a drink in a little bit. I'm thirsty too. Alright, so I don't know what to do, because okay, so there's the show coming up. And I want to go. But I'm apprehensive about it, because I feel like I've forgotten how to have a conversation with somebody. That's why I do this, so I can kind of like practice my speech. I'm trying to learn how to take my time with my thoughts and not just ramble, because when I get, probably noticed it already, I get nervous when I know that people are listening to me, even if it's one person, even if it's me looking back on this video. I get nervous because I know that like there are eyes on it at some point, so I get nervous because I don't know, I have a really bad perception of what other people perceive me as. I guess. I don't know. It's probably, I don't know. But like that, I'm getting nervous because I don't know what to say next. So I just repeat myself and go, I don't know. But, and I just realized I did it, and I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to learn to just be normal, I guess. But anyways, I feel like I would forget how to have a conversation. And I feel like I would have a conversation and see people I know at this show, because this is a show where I'm going to see a lot of old friends that I used to hang out with like 10 years ago. It's going to be a whole lot of, hey, what's up? And like quick hugs. What's up? How you been? And honestly, it's been terrible. I don't have anything going on in my life. I take care of my brother, and then I do this in my spare time. Like, this is my life. Until this is what I'm doing with minor little projects like painting my movie room, cutting the grass. This is what I'm doing until I go back to my parents and watch my brother. And this is what I've been doing for the past few years, you know? This is just my life. There's nothing exciting about it. I don't have any friends. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I make music, but it's nothing it's nothing anybody cares about. Damn. It's nothing anybody cares about. It's not like I have a following, like all my friends who are in bands that are going to be at this show, you know? So like, there's nothing worth. But I'm going to see all these people from 10 years ago, and it makes me nervous, man. And also I've put on a lot of weight, and so now I'm thinking, what did she see over these? What are you doing? I don't know, man. I kind of want to. It's a month away, and I kind of want to sign up to the gym again, and maybe try to lose 10 pounds, so I don't look like a complete fucking slob. But then I'm thinking, okay, this is such a big deal to me, going to this show and seeing people I used to hang out with, and their perception of me, because so I should lose some weight. This is such a big deal to me, and going through all this work for people who don't even really know I exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing bad. It's just I had a friend circle an hour away when I used to go there all the time, and life happens, and people just kind of naturally drift apart, and I stopped going out that way, and you know, I stopped going out that way, and then my life happened, and you know, you lose touch with people. So I forget where I was going with this. I ramble, and I fucking forget where I'm going with this. But anyway, I'm like really anxious today. I don't know why. Had a good day. Maybe this is making me anxious. I don't know. Oh, I remember. I'm going through all this trouble, losing weight, and this is such a big deal to me for people who don't even know I exist. And like I said, nothing negative happened. It's just life happens and people drift apart. But nobody's expecting to see me here. Nobody's expecting to see me at this show, and I feel like in my head I'm over exaggerating my place in people's lives, especially currently, because I'm not in any of their lives, and I haven't been for the past 10 years. You know what I mean? So why should who fucking cares what they think of me? Why do I have to lose 10 pounds in order to look good? Even though I think it would be good for me, because I would lose 10 pounds, I would feel good. Maybe I could, you know, just catch up with one of my old friends and have a friend again. I don't know, man. I don't have any friends currently, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'd be good. I don't know. I struggle because I like to have friends, but I get overwhelmed too easy, and I just like to be alone. Like, I'll be into you for a little bit, and then if you start getting annoying to me, then I'll just like shut off completely, and I'm like, don't want to be your friend. Like, that just happened to me. I just made a friend on the internet, and they started sending me memes, and like at first it was really funny, and the Snapchats were really funny, and then I got kind of annoying because like every time I open my phone, like there it is, and every time I got a message, it's like, oh cool, somebody sent me a message. Oh, it's the same person. I'm getting annoyed now. And I start taking longer to respond, and I open them later because I stopped caring, and it's just like, then tomorrow, oh, 2 more memes here. Okay, I don't even find it funny anymore. I'm just like annoyed now. So that's what happens to me when I have friends. And that's part of my fucking mental... My fucking mental health is such a fucking train wreck, dude. This is crazy. Just fucking sit here and complain on the internet. That doesn't make me feel any better. But I mean, it does to vent it out, but the fact that I have to do it on my YouTube channel with nobody watching but me, really. It's so pathetic, but oh well. I'm not doing anything for anybody to watch anyway. This is only for me anyway, because it's cathartic for me to talk about this stuff even when nobody's listening, because I talk to myself all the time. You know, what I say on camera is how I act when the camera's not on. I'll just start talking to myself out loud, and it also helps me practice my speech and practice my breathing patterns while I'm talking, because I lock up when I'm nervous, and then I'll forget to breathe, and I'll take deep breaths, and I'll start talking faster like this, and I won't exhale, and I'll just keep, okay, now everybody's watching me do this. Like if you've ever seen me do a presentation in school, oh, that anxiety was fucking crazy. Wow. Can't believe I got through some of that. And I remember it starting as early as, I want to say like third or fourth grade or something like that. I remember I did a report on Jackie Robinson, and it was an oral report. And we just had to stand up there and, I think, make this big poster board with facts and just, you know, explain who the person was, what he was famous for, what he did, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. Different people. I think I chose Jackie Robinson. But anyways, I remember I didn't do any of the preliminary work. I was like slacking off or something. But I had my notes on a postcard to read in front of the class, and I only had 3 facts. His name was Jackie Robinson. He was a baseball player, and he was born in this year. And that was it. And remember, we had to... Oh, I don't remember if there was a length requirement for it or not, but I just remember... That sounded weird. I was trying to imitate my breathing I was doing at the time, hyperventilating, but I yawned right in the middle of it. But I remember like hyperventilating a little bit, and I'm like, my report is on Jackie Robinson. He was a baseball player. He was born, and then I just said like, until the teacher was like, "Did you do any of your work?" I'm like, "No." But I just remember not being able to, like, catch my breath while I was standing in front of everybody. And that happened in high school, in middle school, and, you know, any other fucking class. We had to give some kind of oral report. Or when you're reading aloud in class, God, that shit. You know, they should really do, like, some kind of public speaking class early on. I think that would be so helpful. Like, kids develop these, like, anxious tendencies, and, you know, like someone like me, I get super anxious when I know I have to read something in front of the class. I remember a big part of our grade in 12th grade was choosing a scene from any Shakespeare play and reciting it in front of the class. And if you dress up and like actually act it out like in theater, you get extra points. And just, things like that where the teacher will just call your name randomly for whoever he wants to see. And I remember, like, English was at 9th period for me. So it was all the way at the end of the day. So I would get up that morning and be like, fuck, I wonder if I'm going to get called today. And I would just be anxious about it all day. First period, sweating. Second period, fucking nervous as fuck. Third period, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'd be sweating the whole day, just anxious, like, oh my god, like feeling like I have to take a shit. And just and nothing's coming out, you're just holding in a shit. That's how I felt all day. And then 9th period comes, and I'm like, oh my god. Justin! And I'm just fuck. Okay, oh god. He's gonna call me next. Scott! Oh god, fuck, oh man, okay. And then by the time you know it, the period's over. Alright, we'll get the rest of them tomorrow and the rest of the week. Oh fuck, so now I have to go the rest of the day, tonight, and then tomorrow, all through that again, all through all 9 periods, and be anxious again because he didn't call my name. Oh god, that was my worst fear in fucking high school, dude. But if I had practice, maybe in kindergarten or first grade or any of those elementary grades, just incorporate speaking publicly in front of the class, and the teacher can give you tips if you need to. You know what I mean? Just for practice. So it's not like such a weird thing. Like school and journal entries and like reading books in English class made me hate books. I hate reading now. I don't like to read. I can't do it, and it's super not enjoyable to me. But I think a lot of that stems from journal entries that I was forced to do on books that I didn't want to read in high school. Like, I still hate Harry Potter this day, and a lot of that hate comes from because my 6th grade teacher made us read that book, the first book. They made us read it, and I don't even think I read it. I think I just refused to read it because I'm like, there's just something about it I didn't want to read. I didn't like it. I wasn't interested at all in it. I was interested in fantasy. I probably would be interested in it today had I had not been forced to read it, but I got interested in fantasy shit way later in my life. I was not about it, and I refused to read it or something. But and then forcing us to do journal entries on books. Like, if I wanted to read the book, I would do it. I want to do it for enjoyment. So now you're forcing me to read this book that I don't want to read, and you're making me answer questions about it or give a summary. So now I'm like thinking about what I'm gonna write and how I'm gonna prepare this journal entry that I have to do, or I'm gonna get an F. While I'm trying to read this book and stay interested in it enough to continue on, because I don't want to read it, it's boring, or I'm not interested in this at all, the subject matter of this book. And instead of finding a book that I would want to read and then writing what I wanted about that book, I remember in like 5th grade, dude, I enjoyed reading. I remember picking a book. Like, the teacher was like, you guys can pick what you want, and then it was like, write whatever you want about it. Like, just tell me about it. And I remember I was super into the movie Twister when I was young, at that age, and I picked up the Twister book, and I had thought that it was going to be a novelization of the movie, and what it ended up being was like a science book that talked about tornadoes. And I remember writing the journal entry and being like, I thought it was going to be this, but it ended up being this, but I still found it very interesting, which compelled me to read. And I don't know. That's the last time I remember reading a book that I fucking wanted to read, because there's so many books out. Dude, books are like movies, but I would actually view them as a little better, because you can literally fucking write about anything and make a story out of it, and it's much harder to do that in film. There's a million fucking films out there of any kind of genre, but I would say there's even more books. Not to mention, books have been around a lot longer than movies, but there's so much cool shit out there, and I just can't stand reading. I'm a movie guy, hard on that side of the line. I don't even like reading the back of the box of movies. You know what I mean? I don't even like reading the back of the DVD. I can't. I always skip ahead because I'm super impatient and anxious while reading anything. I think reading makes me anxious because I always skip ahead, or I'll read something and I'll be like, wait, and I'll immediately forget it. So I have to keep going back and rereading the same sentence, but it's not sticking with me, or there's a noise. Like, I have to be completely distraction free in a completely quiet area in order to read anything. Even then, it's tough. But anyway, I'm rambling. I probably sound like a fucking idiot, but oh well. It's me. It's me high on drugs.